I will mute myself again, and you guys are good to go.
Thank you. Lena-Marie, are you able to get your video on?
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go.
No.
Let's, I wonder if we can hide.
All right, you guys are good. I'm out of here.
Cool, thank you. There.
Okay, we are
Okay,
live.
I think we are live. So let me just check the YouTube
Yes, please.
and make sure I mute it so we can catch questions and whatnot. Okay, here we go. Are live, so let me just check the YouTube.
Yes, please.
And make sure I mute it. There, okay.
Okay. Right.
All right, we are live.
Cool. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll let people trickle in. Just give them a few minutes. But
Okay.
how are you? How are you this evening? Oh, look at the palm trees.
I know.
So jealous.
Well, and like I'll tell you, and this is just going to be so annoying, but it's like 55 to 60 degrees today, and so I'm like, it's too cold. It's too cold, and I know that's ridiculous, but I'll just say this: I'm definitely getting used to and loving this weather. So, there is that.
I'm so jealous. I told you I used to go to Naples.
Yes.
Every year at this time every year.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I think it's such a lovely town, right?
Yeah.
Town. Yeah, I definitely love it. I miss it. Love to return one day. But maybe
I think it's changed a lot. Like I think it's gotten a little younger and like the restaurants are good. But honestly, like with weather like this in January, and I love the beach, like the town can be whatever. I don't even think I care. I just feel so happy to be here, you know?
Yeah. Oh,
you know.
Yes, I know. I do know. I am jealous, but it's here in New York. It's like, it's actually okay.
Yeah. I didn't think it was so bad. Good.
It's not so bad. All right. Okay, we have 3 minutes. All right, we promise we're not talking about the weather and how jealous I am that Ashely is in Florida, but
no, we have 24 people watching. So
great. Okay, then let's get started to our favorite topic, which is online dating. I just feel like every time we do the single girls kit, the first thing, it's like first day of class, everyone's like, can we just talk about online dating? And I was like, okay, all right, we're gonna get there. I feel like a lot of they come to the classes, they're just feeling like very defeated, exhausted, when they get on the apps. And I must admit, for myself, so I just rejoined the dating apps after actually not being on it for like 5 months now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Huge break. I was dating some men, and maybe we'll talk about that today or next week. But yeah, I actually had to check myself.
Wow.
And I'm so happy that we have our call for today, and we're going to get into our top 3 tips that you can start practicing today. And also just like, have like a conversation, how the dating apps have worked for me, how it has worked for you in the past, and how you can just start implementing it today. So yeah, let's just start kicking off with our top 3 tips. So what is number 1? Let's see. All right, number 1, how to take back your power. So I want to also say, take back your power with online dating. Yes. it could be overwhelming
Yeah.
and
And I think sometimes we let the apps run us.
yeah.
And that's why Take Back Your Power is so important, because like we're in charge of the app. Like it's on our phone. We have control. And so yeah, it's important to remember that.
Yeah. So let's start with number 1. Be warm, be playful, be approachable, but don't sell out. Now, what do we mean by that? All right, let's like take it one by one. Be open, be warm. And I interpret that as being just open. So be warm, you know.
You know when you say be open, that what comes to my mind is be open to this working out. You know, a lot of it is like we get on these apps assuming it's not going to work, already hating it before we're in there. But what if you were just your warm self and like, oh, this could work? What if it were that simple, you know?
Right. What if this could work for me? Right? What if this could work this time? That's really what like my personal mindset has been going on when I rejoined this past weekend. I said, what if this can work? It's worked in the past. Actually, let me actually say it has worked in the past.
Yeah.
So be open to new experiences, open to whatever that could happen, wherever it could lead you. Be playful. I also feel like we forget that this is a dating app, and like, well, be playful, be fun. Where's that side of you that's like, hey, handsome, like tap into that side, you know, when you're coming from a place of, you know, this is fun, this is easy, I'm having a good time. The other person will pick up on that. You will start showing up on the app in that way.
I feel like society loves to give the dating app horror stories and talk about, oh, it's so terrible and it's so hard. But like, what if you decided this could be fun? Because that is your decision. Like we have that agency. Like this can be fun.
Right. Be approachable. So I've been saying a lot of yes ands. Yeah. So when I get a question, so a lot of it is, on my profile right now, I've been talking a lot about my new hobby of like baking. So I've developed this new hobby of baking chocolate chip cookies. I'm obsessed with perfecting the recipe. And so I'm getting a lot of questions about that. And so it's a lot of just like, yes, and we can, like, this is something that we can do in the future. I find that just to be super like it's fun, it's playful, it's inviting them to also see a future with you, just to see like just your energy shift. You're inviting yourself also to be in a place of, I got this. Right. And then you also, with the tip number 1, but don't sell out. What do we mean by that? Boundaries.
Yes. It means boundaries. And before you can even learn how to stick to your boundaries, you need to know what they are. And this is a practice that we go through in Single Girls Kit. Specifically, we spend a lot of time on your values and boundaries, because when you know these, it helps you know who you are, so you know how to show up as your authentic self. When you show up as your authentic self, you know how to be warm. You know what that means to you. You know how to be playful, right? Like, this and all of this like comes together, and this is all about you knowing how to be yourself. Don't sell out and be someone you think he wants you to be. That's selling out. Be yourself.
Right. Oh my gosh, I've gotten into such situations
Yeah.
when I have tried to perform, you know, thinking that this is what he wants, people pleasing. And now what has changed in the last couple of years is that now I'm stepping more into me, into what makes me unique. Now I'm having guys like, oh, wait, I want to see this other side of you.
Yeah.
There's another side of you. And it's like, okay, you just wait and see.
Yeah.
You don't have to present it all at once.
Yeah.
All right. So tip number 2.
Oh, you got it? Or you want me to read it?
Oh, you can go. Yes.
Date. You're in the dating scene until you figure out who you want to be exclusive with. So put yourself out there. This is a big thing with my one-on-one clients. Mm-hmm. It's like they kind of put all their eggs in one basket pretty early. And I'm like, he hasn't made a commitment to you. You don't even know if you really want to make a commitment to him. Get out there and practice. And like we talk about that in the Single Girls Kit, like practice dating, practice being yourself. And, the more you date and really get out there and get to know people, the more you really refine what you want and what you need someone else to bring to a relationship.
Right. That's so true. I've gotten into the trap of where I used to be one of those women. I put all my eggs in this one basket. And then when it doesn't work out, 2-3 months in, I'm like, what? Why? What happened? I didn't see this happening, right? Yeah. I mean, has anyone else been in that position? And then now, one of my new intentions going back into the dating, online dating game, it's like, okay, I am going to actually allow myself to date. So no, a boundary for me right now is I'm going to decide who I want to be exclusive with when I am ready to. Yeah. But right now I am going to enjoy dating, enjoy the process, enjoy being courted. I'm such an old-fashioned person. And
yeah.
Yeah. And you can get that. And that's what I love about this program is that, we get so many people that are saying I didn't think I could do this. I didn't think I could get what I wanted. I thought I needed to just pick the first person that showed interest in me.
Yeah. And that's something we teach in the program too. And that's your confidence, right? And knowing what you bring to the table. And that's all about confidence. And we spend a lot of time there too, because I think also a lot of women, some realize it's their confidence. So many don't even realize it. They don't even realize the ways in which they're holding themselves back. And so we really go into that. We really focus on that.
Right. There's no need to be afraid. Be afraid to speak what is on your mind and articulate exactly what you are looking for. And I'm all for articulating this, even when you're just texting or messaging in the app. Be clear. I mean, we teach our single girls to put this in your profile.
Yeah.
There's a way, there's an art to do it, there's an art to do it. And that's what we kind of go into in the program. How do you actually articulate what you want? How do you say that in the apps? What does that look like? And no, it doesn't look like no hookups.
It also doesn't look like looking to walk down the aisle tomorrow, right? No, it doesn't, because also you're in the dating apps to figure out who you want to date. You're not in the dating apps to find your husband, right? We go on, I don't want to reveal too much because this is very much in the program, but you go on date 1 to see if you want to go on date 2, take it down a notch. And this isn't about him. It's about you. It's about how are you showing up? How are you being authentic? How are you protecting your own peace?
I like that. How am I protecting my own peace?
Yeah.
Ask yourself those questions, ladies, tonight. All right. Tip number 3.
I know you love number 3. Go for
I
it.
do love number 3. Pick up the phone. What does that mean? Okay, so this is another complaint, or I guess, complaint that we get from our ladies is they don't call me. Or how do I get him to initiate a text? How do I get him to do X, Y, and Z? How do I get him to do this? Here's the answer. You may pick up the phone. I know this iPhone does things. There are no rules, all right? We are in 2021, all right? There are no rules about, who is supposed to call who first, who's supposed to set up this. You know what? One thing I've learned in the pandemic is that, life is short. And if I'm going to get what I want to get, I'm going to have to go after it. So I am all for, if you're on Bumble, or there's a lot of apps now where you can just call the person. If you don't want to give them your phone number, you can call them. All right. You can set up a time. Say, hey, like, I'm free at 7 p.m. Do you want to hop on a brief video call? I don't see anything wrong with that whatsoever.
Especially, and like, this is something we get into in the program, but with COVID, we talk about like how to date during COVID. And, this might not look like a first date is dinner or a drink. This might look like a first date is a FaceTime call. And this is such a good area to practice that. Be like, this is what I do on a first date. Let's set it up. Done. Yeah.
Right. And if he's the right person for you, he will not have any objections.
Well, and in the Single Girls Kit, we also talk about like, you can do the same action from 2 different energetic spaces. One is from a desperate space, and one is from your powerful space. And so when you're texting first, or when you're calling first, or anything in life, is it out of desperation? I just want him to do something, so I'm going to do this to get him to do something else.
Right.
Or is this your powerful place? I'm here for this. I'm ready for this. I want this. Let's meet this guy. Like, they're 2 different energetic spaces.
Right.
We go into that a lot in the program.
Yes, we do. And we also go into it one-on-one.
Yeah. Oh, God. I mean, I don't know any other dating program that has the one-on-ones like we do. We are not just a group program. We coach you one-on-one as well, because we want to make sure everything we teach you in the group, you can apply to your personal life. Like, this is a big deal. This is a huge bonus. We want you to leave with, what you came for. We want you to get what you came for. Can we mention one thing before we get questions? And please, if you have questions, feel free to ask. And that is, a lot of people also say, well, I don't want to go online. And so look, first of all, you can meet him and not be online. That totally exists. If that's how you feel, go for it. Just make sure you're getting out there, because he's not going to knock on your door. But in that same vein, I want to ask you, why are you not going online? Why are you not putting yourself out there? And, is it a confidence thing? This is something, when people say this to me in one-on-one, I question them a lot here. I try to really bring it out.
Right. When I find a client kind of resisting the online dating apps, it's usually a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's usually maybe an assumption that just because, it didn't work, right, in the past, well, who's to say it's going to work right now? And how true is that really?
Yeah.
you know, that it's not true. It's not based off of reality, and what could be. And a lot of it's just fear. And I think we go into fear. Um, I'm not good enough. I know a lot of you who are watching are familiar with, your gremlin, and we go into that a lot. We really tackle that and how that's really hindering you from getting exactly what you want, and how that's showing up not just in your love life, and how it might be showing up in a lot more areas in your life.
Yeah.
Right. And we bring that to awareness. And so it's not, Single Girls Kid is not another dating program. I love
That's right.
right. It's not. We go deeper than that. And that's where we go in the community, in the group, as well as in the private one-on-one sessions.
I mean, this is life-changing. Absolutely. And like from, and we'll share the reviews as we get closer, but like the reviews tell us it's life-changing. The reviews tell us it's worth every penny. The reviews, tell us that this improved their dating life. This improved their relationship with themselves. This improved their career. They show up at work with more confidence. I mean, this is huge, huge.
Right. And as you can see, we are using it. I'm using these tips today.
Oh, yeah. Well, and look, so I didn't meet my husband on a dating app. I met him like out in the world through work, actually. However, I was on all the dating apps at the time. I'd been on them for a long time, and I was totally cool with however I met him. I did not care. I just was ready to meet him, and I wanted to put myself out there in every way possible. I just wanted to sort of show the universe, I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. I don't care if it's Bumble. I don't care if it's Match. I don't care, because it doesn't matter. Like wherever he is, like I'll meet him. And so like, just because you're on Bumble doesn't mean like, oh, this is how I'm going to meet him. No, it's actually just letting the universe know that you're here for it and you're ready. It's putting that message out there. And also like, I'm so glad I had so many dates through dating apps, because I practiced a lot, and I decided to make it fun. And once I did that, I met my husband. Like it works. I practice all this stuff. Yeah.
I love it. So what would you say is like maybe your top 2 or 3 skills that you've learned, or takeaways?
Yeah. That energetic space that I was talking about of like powerful and desperate, that's real. And in order for us to know which space we're coming from, we really have to know who we are. And so get to know yourself, like go in, get to know who you are, and get some confidence around what you bring to a relationship. A lot of women are like, he has to be funny and he has to have a good job and a degree and like, all these things. And that's whatever you want is totally fine. But like, talk about what you bring to the table. And I guarantee you it's more than you even think it is. So pay attention to your confidence and how you're holding yourself back. And then just like, be open. The reason I met my husband was because I knew his dad, and I told his dad I was looking. Like, what if I hadn't mentioned it that day? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just be open. Be like, I'm ready. I'm ready for love. Let's do this.
Right. I'm ready. I am willing, and I am serious. Send me.
Lena-Marie, someone just commented, I love your backdrop.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you. Thank you. I got it from Amazon. So don't ask me what I typed in the little thing. But I think it was tapestry. Yeah. Any other questions about
it? There's someone on here talking a lot about eyes open, legs closed, but we'll let women decide for themselves. how much they want to put themselves out there.
Right, right. And that goes back to like week 2, right? Values and boundaries.
Yep.
You know, that looks differently for everyone.
Yep.
You know.
And it's right. And as long as it's from a place of like your authentic self,
Mhm.
go for it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it.
Hey, okay.
But you know, if you're watching the replay later, feel free to comment or leave questions because we do check this periodically. And we will also pin at the top. Once this goes out there, we're going to pin a comment at the top with how to register for Single Girls Kit. It's on the Hensel Coaching and Consulting website. We actually have a Single Girls Kit page to ourselves. You can find out more information and you can register. We do have one more question that just came through.
Great.
How is putting no hookups in one's profile not a successful approach?
Oh, well, starting out the month with no, right? So remember when I started the call, yes, and, right? There's a flow, there's an art to saying, you know, how, like who you are, right? What your standards are, knowing what you want. And that doesn't necessarily mean saying, I don't want this, I don't want that. So if you are conveying yourself in a dating profile where you are showing up and you're writing in your profile, like, this is who I am, this is what I'm looking for, I think that is good enough than saying what you don't want, right? We want to open you up to what you do want and what is right for you. We don't want to close that off by saying no.
Well, and we get into this a lot in Single Girls with the law of attraction.
Yes.
So what you think about is what happens in your life.
Yes.
So what you're putting out into the world is hookup. Instead of saying like, I want love, I want support. When you put out into the world your desires, that's what comes back. When you constantly think about what you don't want, that's more of what you get. Again, that's a big law of attraction discussion in Single Girls Kit. It's a really awesome week.
Right. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Such a great question because I
know.
seeing it a lot on the dating apps from men, and I'm like, okay.
Okay. Coming from a strong traditional background, the idea of online dating is daunting. Yeah, that's okay. Like, acknowledge it, accept it. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. Nothing's wrong with you, but that doesn't have to stop you.
Yeah. How can you make this fun? How can you make this easy? Right.
And like, you're allowed to have fun.
Yes. You're allowed to.
Looks like the person who asked the questions about the no hookup said, okay, what you think about, you bring out. Yeah. The universe doesn't hear the word no. Actually, I think that's like the perfect way to say it. So instead, the universe doesn't hear no hookups. The universe hears it as a desire. So like, I desire love. I desire support. I desire accountability. And to stretch that, how do you love? How do you support? How do you hold yourself accountable? You want that, you got to be it. Right.
It starts from you.
Yeah.
Right. You ever find yourself saying like, we'll use the no hookups. Like, oh, I knew it. I knew that's all he wanted.
You were thinking about it constantly. Of course it happened. Yes.
See, brain, I told you.
It's like when a man cheats once and then you think all men cheat and then you end up dating a bunch of cheaters. That's also a really good example. Instead, look, and we all have like crappy experiences in dating. Of course that exists. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. However, I want you to say, okay, that man cheated. That sucked. Let me work through that. But it doesn't have to mean all men cheat. History does not have to repeat itself.
That's so true. You know, what's keeping me aligned with helping me check myself with that, you know, it's growth, you know, heal.
Yeah.
You know, growth, heal. And it's not just a linear thing. It's like, there's it's going to be some bumps in the road. So yeah, you're going to have that like bad apple, you know, the guy that's,
yeah,
I mean, come on, I've gotten ladies.
Yes.
I'm on one of these apps and I've gotten so many like distasteful first comments. And you know, of course I'm like, oh, why would he say that to me?
And that is such a good, it's almost like a reminder to practice like tightening your container. Like, I'm not going to engage here because I don't want any more of this to happen.
Right.
We're moving on. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And it just gets deleted.
Yeah. And it also like you also don't have to make it a big deal. Like it doesn't ruin your day, right?
Nope.
Yeah. Because they don't deserve your attention. So don't give it to them.
Exactly. That's why the delete button is there. That's why the block button is there. And we're going to go into more of the block button.
Ooh, I love the block button.
You do next week. Because next week we are talking about leaving your exes behind in 2020.
Love it. Love it. Go ahead and practice now, by the way. Well, I think that's it. Nothing else has come through in the past couple of minutes.
All right.
But again, we do check this page. So if you watch the replay, come back here and leave us a question or a remark. We love your questions and your enthusiasm, and go sign up for Single Girls Kit because it's amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
Why not? All right.
All right, friends.
All right.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.